There are stories that entertain us. Then there are stories that grow up with us. For nearly 10 years, My Hero Academia wasn't just an anime or manga. It was a constant presence, a reminder, a comfort, and sometimes a mirror. And now, with its finale behind us, it feels right to say something we don't say often to the stories that mattered. Thank you. My Hero Academia never promised us perfection. It never promised that being a hero would be easy, or glorious, or even rewarding. Instead, it asked a simple question: what does it mean to try even when you feel small? Izuku Midoriya began this story powerless, crying, afraid, yet unable to stop running toward danger. And in that moment, before One for All, before the battles, before the legacy, My Hero Academia made its mission clear. This wasn't a story about being the strongest. It was a story about becoming worthy of helping others. For a long time, Deku believed heroism was something you were born into. A quirk, a destiny, a blessing. But the series gently dismantles that idea. All Might doesn't choose Deku because he's strong. He chooses him because he moved. Moved when he was terrified. Moved when there was nothing to gain. Moved when logic said, stay back. My Hero Academia teaches us that heroism begins before power, before recognition, before success. It begins with empathy. And that lesson hits hard in a world that often tells us we're not enough unless we're exceptional. Deku doesn't master All for One quickly. He doesn't figure it out in one arc. He doesn't definitely win cleanly. He breaks over and over again. And so does Bakugo, crushed by expectations. So does Todoroki, haunted by his family. So does Uraraka, burdened by responsibility. My Hero Academia lets its characters fail loudly, and in doing so, it tells us something more powerful. Failure is not proof you shouldn't try. It's proof that you are trying. Growth isn't linear. Healing isn't clean. And being strong doesn't mean being unscarred. Sometimes it just means standing back up. As the series matured, so did its questions. As the series matured, so did its questions. Because My Hero Academia eventually asked something uncomfortable. What happens when society only saves the worthy? The villains aren't monsters born from nowhere. They're abandoned children, ignored cries, people who fell through the cracks while heroes smiled for the cameras. Shigaraki isn't just a villain. He is a consequence of neglect. Toga isn't just unstable. She's someone who was never allowed to be understood. And the series just doesn't excuse their actions, but it refuses to pretend they came from nothing. My Hero Academia reminds us that evil doesn't always start with hatred. Sometimes it starts when no one reaching out. All Might represents something beautiful and tragic. The symbol of peace carried the weight of the world alone, smiling while breaking, saving while dying. And when he falls, the truth becomes clear. No one should be a symbol forever. Deku learns that being a hero doesn't mean replacing All Might. It means rejecting the idea that one person can hold everything together. The final arcs of My Hero Academia aren't about power escalation. They're about community, about teamwork, shared responsibility, and letting go of the fantasy that salvation comes from a single savior. At its core, My Hero Academia never stopped saying the same thing. Kindness matters. Compassion matters. Even when the world is unfair, even when you're tired, even when no one is watching, Deku's greatest strength was never one for all. It was the part of him that refused to stop caring. And in the genre that often celebrates dominance, My Hero Academia chose something softer, something braver. For almost 10 years, My Hero Academia reminded us that we don't have to be perfect to matter, that we can still be scared and still act, be broken and still help, be ordinary and still be heroic. It grew darker as we grew older. It grew more complex as our questions became harder. And when it finally ended, it didn't give us a perfect world. It gave us hope. So thank you, My Hero Academia, for the lessons, for the tears. Thank you for reminding us that being a hero starts with caring. And to everyone who walked this journey together, let's say it together. Plus Ultra. Thank you everyone for watching. This is Midnight Cravings. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video just for support, and see you next time.